All right.
All right, let's see if it works.
Take two. Man.
I think it works now.
Take two.
Move
What
over
are you
here.
thinking? Yes? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes?
Are we
You hear
live?
me?
Can you hear
Yes, we're
me?
live. Yeah, I've heard you this whole time.
Well, I was hearing you 3 times. So that was the problem
Listen,
on that deal.
I am the first one to say you barely want to hear me one time. 3 times is way too many.
It was a lot of times.
Ask my husband. He'd be like, oof.
It was a lot of freaking times.
Time
So,
number
anyway.
1 is debatable enough.
Maybe some people will come back. Oh, hi. I heard you were in the whiskey today.
How'd you know that?
People tell me things.
Yeah, well, it was one of my sponsors, and I was like, I have to bring the whiskey to the set, and we need to like show the bottle. And then when you show the bottle, obviously you have to like also sample it so that your audience knows that it tastes good. So
Yeah. That's I guess that you could have that as a theory.
oh, sorry, I forgot. I'm talking to one of those people.
It's true. It is true.
You're so much better than me.
No, I'm not, but I do feel amazing. I didn't bring anything to drink up here. I meant to grab something.
I have a water.
Yeah. Oh, look at you trying to be a teetotaler around me.
I know. I'm not trying to tempt you.
You can get just as sauced as you want to get. Let me tell you something. I am hurting. My shoulder is. I've had a lot of little medical things going on, as you know.
Yeah.
And my shoulder with the torn labrum is just excruciating, and it's radiating all the way up into my neck to my ear, and I need somebody to come rub it.
Yeah, I do. I was in a car accident in like 2012, 2013, and I have some herniated and protruding discs, and I do know about the radiating pain because like it will radiate. You can press a place right here and it radiates all the way up to about here on my skull.
Yeah.
Which is not really what you want.
No. It's not what you want. It's not a comfortable situation to be in.
No.
So, I want this thing public. That thing on Facebook was only showing people that were just my friends. I want it public.
That's so weird. What are with these weird settings?
Why? I don't know why they change all these things. So anyway,
or maybe we've just become the age where like we're like this technology is hard to understand.
So Larry Taunton, right? Alex Taunton. You know, he's a Christian apologist. He's debated all over the world with, you know, Christopher Hitchens and Dawkins and all these famous atheists. And so he texted me today and he said, "Do you know Tim Pool of Timcast?" And I said, "Well, yeah, of course. I've been on a show. We've all been on a show. Sarah's been on a show, so on."
Yeah.
And so anyway, he goes, "Well, I got invited. He wants to fly me up there." And he said, "I'm going to tell them no. I shouldn't be telling this business."
You're so bad at that.
He said, "I'm inclined to say no." He said, "Because they want me to take the Christian side of the debate on a bizarre subject." He said, "The topic is, do we live in a simulation?" And there's this guy, he sent me the guy's Twitter, @DeanChalk. Don't know him. Doesn't follow me. He's got 296 followers, as I can tell. But apparently, this guy shared an article about Nick Bostrom is the guy's name, simulation hypothesis. Yeah. And he goes, "I'd love to go talk about anything else."
That's so funny.
Yeah, Larry said, "Do we live in a simulation?" Me, no. Interview over. Oh my gosh.
That's really funny.
Well, he asked me, he's like, what do you think of Tim Pool? I said, well, I mean, like, what are you referring to? Because he's an interesting cat. I mean, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You know, but I wasn't expecting that. I was like, dude, I'd go on there and just talk about whatever you want. That's huge exposure.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So. I mean, that's huge. Like, just go and figure out the rest later.
I'm like, if Tucker Carlson asked you to do it, would you, would you go do that? Probably would.
Right.
So
Oh,
you
yeah.
probably discuss anything on Tucker Carlson. I said, so it's sort of the same kind of difference. Man, I hate using a computer. I use my phone 99% of the time trying to figure this stuff out. And I'm like trying to see who's in the live chat, who's going on. Anyway, Sarah, how have you been?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's Monday. And we're homeschooling and our
Hmm.
co-op has not started yet. It starts after Labor Day. And I'm drowning a little bit, but it's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I
Everything's
hear
fine.
you.
I'm the
You're not
dog.
pulling your hair out.
The
If you're
the
on
dog
your
meme.
YouTube, if you can pull up your live on your live video on your YouTube, click your settings and enable your live chat if you can. See if
I
you
thought
can
I
do that.
did.
Yeah, I don't think you
Can
did.
someone Okay, can someone confirm?
Somebody says I'm being all steely with Sarah's viewers because they're
Well, I
not
mean,
on the
I'm
live
fine with
chat with me.
that, but I also
Well,
wanna make sure that I'm not so dumb that I didn't do it correctly. I went to it
yeah.
and it said 'Kay, okay, so it was not working at the very beginning. Can someone please confirm that my live chat is enabled now? And that would be very helpful because apparently I've reached the age where I don't know how technology works,
Yeah.
but that's fine. Yeah, they said it's working.
Okay. Well, then never mind.
Yeah,
I had to go.
yeah, that's what I thought, Chad. That's called fake news, okay?
Yeah, whatever. Hey, listen, you know what you do? You know what you do, and it drives me up the wall, and you're getting worse about it, maybe because you're a school marm now or whatever it is you
What?
think you are. It gets on my nerves, and I'm really feeling rejected and isolated. And I think that spirit has settled on my soul, and it's really causing me anxiety. And that
What?
is, you will text me, and then you just throw
Huh?
your phone across the room. Like you just like I won't hear from you for 2 hours. I'll be responding, just talking along, ha ha ha, LOL, and it's like poof, like Sarah's gone. I'm like, you asked me a question, I answered it, and I was like, what's going on? And poof, you're gone. Like I promise you, I have this image of you texting me, and when you're done, you just go whoop. I think that's what you do.
I don't throw it. I
Well,
don't throw it.
you're obviously for a couple of you're not on your phone as much as I am. I can tell you that
Yeah,
because I respond on the spot and you're
you
never
do.
on Instagram. I think you just give yourself a window to go look at this stuff.
I do. That's true. I do.
I mean,
And
you
I
got
have
kids or whatever.
Yes, but I also, just for reference, I have 290 unread text messages. I
Uh-uh.
have just wait. I have 18,500 emails, Gmails that I haven't read.
No.
I have yeah, I mean, the list goes on.
No.
I only have 72 in my work email though that I haven't read, so I'm keeping up with
No.
work, but
No, I'm not.
personal, whew,
Yeah, I'm not
ugh,
down. I'm not down with that flavor, sister.
yeah.
Um the anyway, yeah, yeah. Big country there, Mike King. He said, I hung up on his chat the other day. That's different. If you're on a social media chat, that's a whole other deal than a text message. That's like I get bombarded. My buddy Christopher Blakeman, he had sent me a thing and I saw his DM today on Facebook and I saw it. He sent it today. I saw it today, but then I noticed he'd sent me a bunch of messages that were pretty serious messages back in February.
Oh,
So I
no.
was like, whoopsie. If you send me a DM on Facebook, especially, probably not going to see it. TikTok, not going to
Yeah,
see it. Instagram, if it doesn't come to my primaries, not going to see it. Twitter, a lot of people send me stuff. If it goes into the hidden folder, not going to see it.
not gonna see it. Yeah.
But Facebook
Um,
is the worst.
Chad, I have a question. There is someone commenting on your Facebook that says Chad Prather fans page,
Yes.
and I feel like that's not you.
No, is it on my page?
Yeah, I think.
So
It's
my
telling
my
people to
group,
private message you.
oh, is it on there now?
Yeah.
Like that page is on there? Let me look
Yeah,
and
it's
blue.
in the comments, and it's like, I feel like if this is a spammer, we should probably call them out
Yeah, it's
because
calling.
it's
Oh, there it
responding
is.
to
I see you.
someone and saying, "Thank you so much, give me a private message now," and that just doesn't sound like you.
Yeah. No, that wasn't me. That wasn't me, and I blocked them. So bam. See you.
Okay,
Peace.
good.
Yeah. That's not me. My private group is called the Prather Posse. You want to be careful and say that
Oh.
correctly. But we now have in the
What
week,
keyword?
yeah. Now in the week, we have added, let me double check it. We have added, this is content no one cares about but me. The Prather Posse now has 1,300 members. 1,300 members in less than a week. Look at me being popular.
Wow.
But they don't like me because I don't let them post anything yet.
It's fine. We're getting there.
So we have this is what you can expect on the Prather Posse. Monday motivation, T-shirt Tuesday, warehouse Wednesday, throwback Thursday. We're going to do flash sale Fridays. We're going to do whatever the hell I want to do
Wow.
on Saturdays. On Sunday, we're going to have Sunday morning church. And yeah, so booyah.
Wow.
We're going to have just a whole
Amazing.
week of activities. A whole week of
Okay.
activities.
I don't have a posse.
Well, you can be a part of my posse.
I mean, I thought I already was, but that's
My
fine.
posse is pretty empty at this stage. My posse consists of you, Party Foul Steve, Steve Helms, depending on his mood, Cooper Wade, depending on, if he's in the gym or not.
And that's it.
I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out. I'm sure there's another posse. But I live alone. I'm very, very alone.
Oh my God, stop.
I'm so alone.
Hey, I think everyone in the live chat should tell us whether they think that you should move across the street from me.
Yeah. We discussed that. We did talk about that.
Because I think you should.
Linda said a little while ago that the reason I don't get your text messages back is Steven's probably blocking me. Steven would love it if I lived across the street
He actually
from you
would,
guys.
though.
He would. I
See,
think he would be okay with it.
he would. He doesn't care at all. I mean, he's probably
No.
honestly like, Sarah is so extra. If someone else can like help with that, that would be great. Like, let
You
her
guys
with someone else.
And we have talked about this a lot, you and I, but y'all have the best, most unique marriage. You really do. I mean, you guys are so close and you get along and he just lets you be Sarah.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of it all. And he doesn't, trust me, I don't, I think it comes naturally to him.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like he's not having to twist his own arm to let you be you.
No.
And here's something,
and
here's something that I believe about relationships. And this is what I think you guys do really good. I was on Josh Terry's podcast today. He might have put it out tonight. I don't know. But either way. And we were talking about relationships, which he and I, neither one of us know anything about. We both absolutely suck at them. And I said something that I thought was pretty profound just off the top of my head. I said that, if you want to withdraw money from your bank, you have to invest money first. So if you're trying to draw from an empty account, you're just overdrafting, right? And I think relationships are like that. If you're not investing in somebody but you're only withdrawing, then that person's going to run dry pretty quick in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But that's not good. And I think that's where a lot of relationships, friendships, a lot of stuff ends that way because you're like, you got the one person that's just doing all the withdrawing. They're just sucking the life out of you. But you guys, I think, do a great job of investing in each other. And like when he gets home, he does all of his talking to you.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't do any talking really anywhere else.
Yeah. He saves it all for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I know it's just really funny because a lot of people are like, oh my God, how do you work with like, I would go crazy if I worked with my spouse. And I'm just like, I feel like it's pretty healthy to like working with your spouse. It's just funny because it's foreign to everyone else, and I'm like, "I think it's great. We have a lot
Yeah,
of fun, but we also like each other." So, like, that's
that's
kinda
so
part of the
funny.
deal. Yeah. So
I love the people adding to my posse here. Ben McPherson. I don't know anybody by that name.
Hi,
Um,
Ben.
Ben's too young for my posse. Ben's still a baby. He's one of my besties, but he's still a baby.
Wait, there's, like,
Uh,
an age and there's an age minimum?
1000%. We don't need some young snapper outrunning us. We don't listen. We like to look like young bucks over here. We
Mm.
we don't need some 28-year-old running us around, putting us out of breath and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Mm-mm. Can't have that. Can't have that. Ben's still agile. It's funny though. I'll tell you this, and then I'll shut up about it because people don't want to hear this. When you quit drinking for a while, it's amazing how you feel. Like everybody
Oh,
says that. Everybody says that, and you're like, okay, I also like the way it feels when I drink. But I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, I feel so damn good. I'm like, I mean, I have other health issues that are going on, but more of that is messing with my mind than anything else. But I will say that and my shoulder hurts. But and I got a lot of shortness of breath and I've got pain in my chest and whatever. But other than that, I'm fine. Other than that, I'm
okay. Uh, CrossFitters, people who are vegan, and people who have recently stopped drinking.
people that are in a
Oh my
multi-level
gosh.
people that are in a multi-level marketing thing.
Yeah.
Uh, people. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Ugh,
there's a bunch of
okay.
those that are out there.
I
Vegans,
get it.
people that are
You're
doing
better
keto, people that
yeah,
are
you're
doing
better than
carnivore.
me. I got it.
I've had people who've come up to me and they're like, "So is this like a stunt you're pulling?" And I'm like, "No." And it's really odd for me to say. Um, my college roommate on here, Tim Gelinas from University of Georgia on Facebook, he said, "You look better, but that's not saying much." You're right, my brother. You are right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I was saying, but either way, I've been around a lot of people who are like, "Is that a ruse?" And I'm like, "No, no, it's really not." And they're like, "Should we not drink around you?" I was like, "I honestly don't care." I just
Yeah,
hit a point where I said, I've hit my limit. And I can't believe those words come out of my mouth because I've been known. I'm not a drunk. I mean, I've
right.
gotten there, but I like to drink. I like bourbon. I like tequila. You know this about me. And now
Yeah.
it's like, okay. And
So
yeah,
what are you drinking instead?
Diet Coke. No, I like those winks. I do like the wink. I'll have one of those in the evening. Isn't that what they're called? Wink,
Yeah.
WYNK.
Do you wanna
And
tell everyone what that
it's
is?
got CBD and THC, which I've never been
Yeah.
a herbal person in regards to that. And I guess that stuff's in there. It's supposed to be healthy for you, right? So I'll have one of those usually in the evening, and they say it's supposed to help you chill. Not me. I drink
Really?
two of them. I drank two of them a couple of weeks ago and got paranoid.
Are you supposed to drink too?
I I did, and I don't think you are
I don't think
supposed to drink
so.
two. I went to the movies and I went to see that It Ends With Us, and so it was
Yeah.
me and 400 bitter women in the theater. And I was reasonably certain that they weren't going to let me out alive because I had had two winks and I was paranoid. And so it was a touch and go minute there for me. So
That is so funny.
I was like, I had a soda and got high.
Well,
You've had them? Do you feel anything with those?
yes. Yeah, I mean, yes, so much so that, like, I can't even fathom 2. Like, I would never I don't even want a
Do you drink the
one
big
full
ones or the
one.
little ones?
Well, I could drink one of the little ones by myself.
Okay, so I downed 2 of the big ones right
I
there in
would
a
be
row and went
on
to the
my
theater.
ass. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Well, people kept sending me all these things like, oh, there's this drink and there's this drink. And I was like, no, I don't want to replace one thing with another thing. Okay.
Right,
So
right.
there's these things that people sent me, and I ordered some of them. Like there's this thing I've got downstairs called Hiyo, Hiyo. Who knows? I may be committing a federal offense here by telling people this. But
No,
but
I'm like,
this is one of those, what do you call them, nootropic drinks. It's like a
mm,
soda. It tastes like absolute shite. It's not
oh,
good. They've got all these flavors on it, but it's got like mushrooms in it and some lion's mane and that sort of stuff. And it's
okay.
supposed to be like an alcohol alternative that kind of makes you chill, which for me, like, to be clear, I don't need an alcohol alternative. I'm simply not drinking. Somebody, and I didn't mean to be rude, but yesterday somebody said, how did you quit drinking? And I said, I'm not trying to be silly here. I just quit putting the liquid in my mouth. Like, I just didn't do it. And I haven't
Right.
done it in a while now. So Kevin Wade's on here. He was with me the last time I did, I think, down in San Antonio. And I ain't calling Kevin out, but he brought me a bottle of 1800 and we sipped on it a little bit. So anyway, but yeah, that was the last time, and it's been good for me. But the Winks, the Hyos, and the Cava, I sound like I haven't replaced anything with it, but I've got basically every pharmaceutical that you could put in a can.
I know. You're like, I don't need a replacement, but let me give you 3.
But I try to find this stuff. I'm trying to find this stuff that's healthy. Like, I'm looking
Yeah.
at myself in this deal right here. I don't look very healthy on this thing. I look like a Ophi. God, look at myself.
Okay, so
Straighten up
people
here
were
a little
already
bit.
asking if you, have lost weight.
I don't think I've lost weight. Maybe
Oh,
some. This, for instance, this camera right here, the focal lengths on these cameras are not flattering for me. And it's been one of the things on the podcast that's driven me crazy. This is a vanity driven business here, and I need to look good. But like, even when these cameras, the focal
I
lengths
don't eat.
they make me look fatter than I am. You just throw up.
That is a rumor on the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do a little combo, like people pick chicken, steak, or combo. You
Yeah.
can pick anorexia, bulimia, or combo. Why do you have to
Well,
pick one?
it is a lifestyle choice, and apparently lifestyle choices are the thing to be into these days. Um,
Right. Guys, by the way,
yeah.
I'm joking.
Yeah, she's joking.
I'm joking.
Sure.
My teeth I feel like I have good teeth, which means I'm not bulimic. Obviously, I'm just anorexic.
Yeah, uh, the Cava, let me come back to your teeth in a second. The Cava,
Oh my
Kava,
gosh, here we go.
that's another deal that you can drink that's a soothing drink. I don't know what it is other than it's Cava, and people will probably send me messages and say all this stuff's unhealthy. I'm just saying, people
Oh my
sent
god.
me this stuff because they were like, "Hey, try this. You might like it since you're not drinking." And I'm like, "But, I can also drink water, and, you know,
Which you should.
and freebase a little cocaine." Like, I'm not missing a thing.
Who
So,
needs
anyway,
alcohol when you got
what do you
cocaine, man?
are you on your phone or are you writing something down? You look like the news
I'm
just came in or something.
no, I was looking to see what kava was.
Oh, yeah.
I'm literally looking up
So
kava.
I have the Lalo Cava drinks, but then I ordered Cava powder. I really am basically opening up a drugstore. I ordered the Cava powder that
I
you
hope all this is legal.
sprinkle. Man, you can order it online. I have to assume that it is. The Cava
Yeah,
stuff, you can sprinkle that in your drink, and it's supposed to all just kind of chill you out. Which is not my personality. Like, chill is not where I live. That's not my default
no,
setting. But the
no.
older I get, I want to do things that help me chill out. And I don't smoke dope, so I never have. And that's like, I mean, I don't mean I
Yeah,
never have. I just never have. So,
right.
it's odd, but yeah, yeah. Like, I started taking, the doctor told me that if you have to take one supplement for the rest of your life, take magnesium, right?
Mm.
So every night I take magnesium, and this is the old folks channel. I take magnesium,
I know.
and I have this stuff that has melanin in it, not melanin, melatonin,
No.
not skin
You trying to
color.
be black?
Everything is racist. Everything is racist. It's got melatonin in it. Maybe I've drank too many winks. And I take the combo of that. It's called Rest Ease or Easy, whatever. Boy, howdy. I'm up at 5 o'clock every morning, which I've always gotten up at 5, but I feel like being up. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
magnesium is an amazing supplement. It really is. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, yeah, it
So,
is.
but back
It's
to
really
your
good for you.
teeth. Have you uh boy, people, the Facebook chat is blowing up over whether or not CJ is still in the picture. Everybody has a speculation here. Y'all are cute. And I just love torturing you. Your teeth, have you had like caps, veneers,
No.
fake falsies? What do you got?
No, no, so many things that I'd like to say. No, my teeth are not fake. They are entirely real, and it's so funny when people ask me that because that's like another conspiracy theory, right? That I have fake teeth, that I have
Me
veneers,
too.
and I'm
Yeah, me
like,
too.
but like, I they're crooked right here. Like, if I had veneers, they would not be crooked, they would be
I'm
straight.
like, oh, the bottom ones. I'm looking at you on this screen because I can
Yeah,
see you up
what?
close.
And do
Yeah,
you know
that's
why? They used
disgusting.
to be
That looks
I
horrible.
hate you. Do you but because they used to be totally straight, and then I stopped wearing my retainer as, like, a young adult or whatever, and
Yeah.
my teeth shifted, and, like, I can't get them totally straight again without going back to braces, even if I do like, I have aligners, but, like, it will only go so far, and I'm like, "I'm not wearing braces again, so this is as good
Yeah.
as it's gonna get."
Well, I do remember, and this is probably way more information than anybody needs at this point. You used to wear the Invisalign stuff, right? Or
Yeah,
whoever it
yeah,
was that was a sponsor of your show, you had the mold.
yeah,
So,
yeah, 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 well,
and
I still have them.
I never could tell that you had them in. So,
Yeah.
um, but
They're not a
talking
sponsor
about
anymore, so I
drugs,
won't plug them, but
the YouTube deal, reading over here, people talking about drugs and edibles and illegal drugs and stuff like that. I get such a kick out of Larry Gatlin's commercial for Mike Huckabee Sleep Aid that he advertised. And you got Larry Gatlin, who was a known cocaine guy back in the day before he sobered up and quit everything. And I was with Larry, and on the commercial, he says, man, I just couldn't figure out why I couldn't sleep on the road. And I said, Larry, boy, everybody knows why you couldn't
come
sleep on the
on.
road. Everybody knows. He said, I didn't like that cocaine. I just liked the way it smelled. He said, I'd take that Ziploc bag and put it over my face and just.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Oh, boy. Oh,
That
Tim
is so
Jelina said,
funny.
he wanted if I'm taking Metamucil. Says recommended at my age. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. What's up, Anthony Russo? I'm flipping back and forth between Facebook. I've only got it on one Facebook page. But I'll tell you, my Facebook profile page, the one with the handsome picture, that every time I go live on there, it's guaranteed almost like 250,000, 350,000 views on the live deal
Do you have
right now.
one that's
Weird.
not a handsome profile picture?
Nope. Just want to make sure that you pointed that out. I know my angles, girl. So what are we going to do? We're going to do a show together. What are we going to do? Why don't I just move into the spare bedroom?
I
I'll
mean, you
sleep in there with the
can.
boys, and we just set up a little studio.
Listen, there is a house that is available literally zero point 0.2 miles from me. And like we could be doing this, but just together, add a second chair right here, and we can just hang out and give the people
Yeah.
what they want.
Oh, the
Just
people, they
saying.
do want it.
I'm just
They do
saying.
want it, man. I'm telling you what.
So, and we're still gonna go on the road together.
We're gonna do that. I have everywhere I go. I've told you this. Everywhere I go, people want to know where's Sarah. Where's Sarah? Why isn't Sarah here? And I was like, well, Sarah wasn't really part of this equation, but I'm glad you were optimistic. This. So I want to tell you this story. So I did the shows in Appleton, Wisconsin this weekend. And, I've got the bit that I do about Trump saying he's going to grab women by the pooty poo. And I specifically used the word pooty poo, we had an awesome 3 nights. The crowd every night got better and stronger and just boisterous. That never happens. Actually, if you're doing multiple nights in the same place, you always have an off night. There was no off nights. But anyway, I was doing the bit. The final night, I had the crowd going. So I said a lot of new stuff in regards to that, and I used that bit to point out both the hypocrisy of the media, but also the hypocrisy of everybody in clutching their pearls and so on and so forth. You've heard the bit. So at the end, I like to tip everybody that's worked there that weekend. And so I'll go around to the waiters, the waitresses, the bartenders, whoever, people that are just there mopping or watching the door. And I'll give everybody like a $20 bill. Okay. They weren't my waiter or waitress. I'm just saying, thank you for being you. And you made it a great weekend. So this one girl, she stopped me. She said, I want to ask you a question. She said, when you talk about that, she said, do you fear that you're empowering men to go out and be predators to grab women like that? And I said, no, I don't. Because if a man is a predator and he's going to go out and do that to a woman, he didn't do it because of a joke.
Right.
The point of the joke is to point out, one, how it's crude, but it's also the hypocrisy of how people are clutching their pearls over something that the media has told them to believe versus what the reality was. And I explained that. I said, but no, I'm not. She goes, well, I have been a victim of someone grabbing me. And I said, ma'am, I have been a victim of someone grabbing me 10 minutes ago. Just 10 minutes ago. I said, because every time I'm standing at the table out there taking pictures with people, there is always one woman, and a lot of times they're standing there with their husbands who give me a full cup in the back and just gets a hold of it. I said, I have never not had that happen when I'm standing in line. And sometimes I've even had dudes do it. So I'm just saying.
Wow.
Anyway. Yeah. So I was like, I've been.
Do you feel violated? Hold on. Do you feel violated when that happens?
No, I don't really care.
Like men are just built differently.
Yeah, I don't really care. I mean, it's just if it's a little, it's a little woman who's, I've had it. I had this one lady the other night who was probably in her 70s, and I'm like, get your thrill. You do your thing, girl. Do your thing.
Yeah, I feel like there is. I don't know what age it is, but there is an age at which you just become immune to like. People care. You're just like, look, you're so old. Like you can really do whatever you want. Like, do you remember when George Bush Sr. was alive, and that story came out that he was doing that, and it's just like he's in a wheelchair and he's really old. Like, can we just let him get his jollies where he wants?
Kevin Wade said, "Hey, you said you wouldn't tell." Tough K-Dub. Yeah, and I remember kind of making jokes about George H.W. Bush back then. And of course, everybody was like, that's still not, it's not good because apparently he had a history of bad jokes, dirty jokes, and being handsy.
Oh, no, not dirty jokes.
Yeah, with the fanny pinch. And people were pretty up in arms over that deal. And anyway, so
looked 150 years old. Like, let the guy live.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it's like Linda Adams says, I've seen women accost Chad. It's ballsy, quite literally.
Wait, have they cupped your front or just your back?
I've had both.
No,
the back happens at every single show,
but the front is like a whole different level of chutzpah.
Yeah, I've had it though. I've had it.
And that doesn't like bother you? That is so.
Well, I do stop that from happening. I've had inappropriateness, like, oh, look, oops, sorry, I did that, and I'm like, don't do that. That's inappropriate. And if you'll notice, like, even when I put my arm around somebody to take their picture, I'm normally like, if there's a guy, like if there's a girl here and she's with her husband, I reach around and put my arm on my hand on her husband.
Yeah,
to take pictures. Yeah, it's just like people are weird. People are weird.
Ryan said, pro tip, if you grab them right, they smile.
What is it? I have been grabbed by the pooty poo. That's the point that I'm trying to make here, Sarah. I've been grabbed by the pooty poo. Now, I will say, what's the old Ron White bit? He says he said he saw a girl at the beach wearing a shell bikini, and the shells were covering her boobs, and he said, I discovered that if you pick her up and you hold her to your ear, you can hear her screaming. So yeah, I'll pick you up and hold you, Sarah. See what I can hear. But yeah, no, whatever. But no, I've been grabbed a lot. So get ready, Sarah. If we go out and do a show, you're going to get felt up.
I feel like that's not true.
It's probably
Because
not true.
that's a thing that women think that they can get away with men.
Yeah.
Men, well, most men with functioning brains realize that you can't just do that to a woman unwarranted. It's so weird. Like, women have such a double standard.
Yeah. Chad said, Chad ain't messing around. You ain't wrong, baby. Stephanie, Chad is a gentleman. I have met and have a picture of us together. That's right. I'm a gentleman. I had somebody who told me recently that they came to my show a few years ago and I was excessively rude to them and would not take a picture with them. And I said, that's abjectly not true. That's not me. Wow. I don't know what you remember, but that wasn't me, honey. I worked hard to get these picture taking opportunities. But I have noticed in recent pictures, my face, I'm wearing my age at this stage in the game a little bit. It's kind of rough, but
you look great.
Yeah, you're paid to tell me that. But I have noticed
you
that
look great for 85.
When the flash, and I'm only 51. When the flash goes off, I've noticed I've started to get the little lazy eye there. My right eye is starting to. I was like, maybe I've had a stroke. I was sitting on the toilet this morning and I was setting my phone up on the sink in front of me and I had the flash on and I was taking test shots of myself, counting down 3 seconds just to see if my eye would go lazy while I was pooping.
No, you weren't.
Of course I was. Yeah.
You do realize, you don't have to tell people that you were doing stuff while you were pooping.
But you know what? I want to give everybody permission to be weird, Like everybody has permission to be a little weird at this stage in life. And somebody said, Sarah is gorgeous. Meh.
Oh, thank you. Oh, you could have just agreed.
Oh, I wasn't talking about that. I was responding to something else in my head.
Whatever.
You are quite lovely, my darling. You're a producer. One of your production people sent me an email, I think Sunday, wanted to know if I was going to be in the studio this week there at the Blaze because they had openings for me to come on the show. And I was like, I'm 3.5 hours from there.
I don't live there.
Yeah, I'm not there. And I don't know if maybe you need to remind them that I'm not local anymore. Or maybe I'm like that little dude in Office Space that's downstairs in the basement with his desk with his stapler. And they don't know that I've left. Look at my stapler. Give me stapler. Maybe they don't know that I've actually left the Blaze. And sometimes I don't know. Maybe the Blaze would have just kept paying me. I don't know.
Yeah,
they're busy with other things.
Well, yeah, maybe. Or it could just be a personnel issue. I don't know.
Oh boy.
If only I could clone me.
Yeah.
And I could just handle all aspects of my stuff, but
yeah,
I can't.
Let's see. Anything happening in the news? I refused to look at it today.
Did you?
I needed a day. And it's been a stressful day, honestly, but I just needed a day. And it's been a rough few days, honestly.
Yeah, I know.
What anyway, anything going on in the world?
Yeah, so Kamala nor Joe, today was the 3-year anniversary of their botched withdrawal from Afghanistan.
Right.
And neither of them bothered honoring the 13 service members who died. I think maybe their offices put tweets out about it or X posts, whatever you want to call it. But Donald Trump was the only one. He's at Arlington National Cemetery. He's hanging a wreath, to honor their memory. He's on the phone with their family members. Like,
Yeah.
he's actually taking it seriously. And these yahoos are Joe Biden's taking another vacation from his vacation, and Kamala is, nowhere to be found. And it's just the contrast could not be more stark
So let me
on
run
that.
this by you because I only put a couple of posts on Instagram today, and I only tweeted I think one or two things today. So my tweet has of him at Arlington. My tweet of Trump at Arlington has 56,000 reactions, and
Wow.
my Instagram has 55,000 reactions, which is significant. Bring
Wow.
that up, not because of the number, but because I noticed some of the comments under that. And there were a lot of people, particularly on X, who were saying it was a private event and Trump was invited by the family. That's not true. He was at Arlington National Cemetery.
National Cemetery, yeah.
That is an open event. You
Yeah,
can't
that's
tell
not
me
a private.
the president of a wreath laying ceremony at the tomb of the unknown soldier or whatever, or for this deal. No, it was a wreath laying ceremony. You telling me the president of the United States could not attend something at Arlington National Cemetery? That's not true. Now, I
Right.
didn't pay attention to a lot of that story, but I did see a lot of people commenting on that. And it's like, could the president and vice president and the Democrat presidential candidate possibly make an appearance or some kind of statement about anything commemorating, the 13 service members? So I agree with you. The difference is stark.
Yeah, it's incredible. One of these people is a leader. The other two are not.
And just
Um,
cares,
right,
just
right, right,
cares.
right. Yeah. Well, I mean, and I think, it's so much projection too, because they created, whenever he was in office, remember, they created these rumors that he called veterans suckers and losers and all this. It's like,
Yeah.
this guy has been way more has a history of being pro-veteran and pro-military. And look at what you guys want to do. You guys want to defund all of them, and you're happy to bring in illegal immigrants to pay for, and you don't even want, homeless veterans to get any sort of help. So it's just so crazy that they want to paint him as this,
Yeah.
anti-veteran guy when he clearly has a track record. He's demonstrated that he's anything but that.
No, it's
So,
ridiculous. I'll tell you, somebody had posted, all you got to do to piss people off on Facebook is tell them that, hey, America needs to return to God, and they
yeah.
go, oh, lose their mind. Oh, the First Amendment, you can't have a state-sponsored religion. Shut up. The there were people on there who they always have to make it about Trump,
Yeah.
and Trump lies, and somebody made, they did that Washington Post article about Trump and all of his 30,000 lies or whatever. And I'm like, okay, stop. Like things like Trump said, we have treated the veterans and the veteran community better than any president ever in history. And they're like, okay, that's a lie. Okay, stop. Like that's a politician talking
Right.
politics and being a politician. All right.
Right.
I mean, that's a dude talking in hyperbole.
Yep.
We had the strongest border America's ever, the strongest economy the world has ever known. Okay, and that's a lie. It's like, oh my gosh, you people are insane. Like, really, that's the one that hurts your feelings. That's the lie that hurts
Yeah,
your feelings.
especially coming from the people who literally stood up on a stage all week last week and just lied over and over and over again.
Yeah,
Whether it be about Donald Trump and, Kamala saying he sent an armed mob to the Capitol, which clearly didn't happen, or whether
right.
it be about their policies and, what they want to do for the American people or the middle class. It's like, all you guys know how to do is lie. But in their defense, Chad, I probably would lie too if I had absolutely no record to run on. Like, what are they
And
gonna
when
do?
you
Be like,
have
"Boy, don't you enjoy paying more for groceries and gas? Isn't that fun? Don't you want more years of that? Isn't that great? Vote for me."
and,
They can't say anything except lies.
and just the sheer fact that Democrat congressmen are telling her to wait till after she's elected to talk about policy.
Right. Right.
I mean, she doesn't
Yeah.
have a policy page on her campaign website.
Not at all. The only 2 policies that she has actually spoken into existence, one was ripped from Donald Trump, no tax on tips. because she saw that it was getting, popular, so she wanted to say it, and then 2 price controls and bread lines.
Yeah.
Well, I may have embellished with the bread
Headlines.
lines, but that's obviously what that leads to. So,
Yeah.
did you see that, Tulsi Gabbard came out and, endorsed Donald Trump?
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. It's interesting that Tulsi, who's a Democrat, Kennedy, who's a Democrat, Elon, who's a Democrat, um, have all come out. I mean, that's pretty strong. And Donald Trump, who is a Democrat,
Was a Democrat.
I mean, that's 4 major Democrats right there that are more aligned with values that that's amazing to me. You have basically the Democrats versus the progressive liberals at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you've got all the Democrats that you just named, they could say, "I didn't leave the Democrat Party, the Democrat Party left me." I
Yeah,
mean, the meme that Elon tweeted out not that long ago, I mean, I guess it's been a while now, but that shows, the person as the dot on this line of, like, progressive and conservative, and the person stays in the same spot as the dot, and the line just keeps shifting and shifting and shifting, and it's like, I have been me. I have had the same ideals, I've had the same values, I've had the same moral compass. You guys are the ones who went off the reservation, so
yeah,
you've left us with no other option.
yeah. And Tulsi
Now
and K Dub
go
is
ahead.
right on this. Kevin Wade, he's right. She left the Democratic Party a year ago, and um he's right. I mean, she did decide to peace out on that, but just as a former Democrat. But I think she was always even a pretty common sense one. But
I
they
mean,
all
sort
kind of
of, but well, but hold on, sort of, but, like, she was helping run Bernie Sanders' campaign when he ran
yeah,
previously in what,
yeah,
2016? I mean, that's not really that common sense, right? Like, Bernie
yeah,
Sanders is a pretty huge progressive, and so even someone like Tulsi is like, "Yeah, I don't want anything to do with that, with Kamala
yeah.
Harris." I mean, that's bad.
Yeah, that's exactly the point I was going to make. I mean, she still had some socialist tendencies, so that were out
Strong
there.
ones.
Yeah. So, did you see Theo Vaughn's interview with
I saw
Bernie,
s Oh, with Bernie?
with Bernie Sanders? Yeah. After
No,
the
I saw
Trump interview came out, Bernie Sanders. It was an interesting conversation.
Oh, I didn't see that, no. I saw some
Yeah,
snippets of the Donald Trump one, but I didn't see anything from
hilarious.
Bernie.
Yeah, the Theo
Really?
Vaughn and Donald Trump one was hilarious. I
Donald,
mean,
he's just so
Theo
innocent.
Theo is just like so funny. He is so funny. But what did you think about the announcement for, let me say this right, for RFK Jr. to suspend his campaign in certain states and be off the ballot
Yeah.
in certain states? I guess where it matters, but they've now removed his Secret Service detail,
Yeah, of course.
and the Biden administration withdrew his Secret Service detail, which is a stupid move because, in my opinion, now he's just going to campaign with Trump everywhere he goes so he could stay protected.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it was dumb. They were forced to give it to him in the first place, though. Remember, he didn't get it until after, uh, July God, has it only just been that long? July 13th, when Donald Trump got shot. And
Right.
then they were like, "Oh, I guess it does look bad that we, didn't give a Kennedy protection." Not that,
Yeah.
their last name has anything bad happen to them, like, oh, I don't
Ever.
know, assassinations, right?
Never.
So, yeah, but I mean, of course, he's gonna be campaigning with Trump. I love the energy that is brought from the RFK endorsement. I Now, his speech on Friday was a little long for my taste, but within it, there were some really great hidden gems about his vision for, making America healthy again, for, talking about, America's rates of obesity and the fact that, like, obese people used to be looked at as this very strange anomaly in this country. They used to join the circus because it was that rare. And now all of a sudden, like, everyone's morbidly obese. We're ingesting seed oils. We're, injecting our children with, 72 injections until from birth until they turn 18.
Yeah.
And just talking about stuff that just, I mean, for me, right? Like, this is my jam. Like, these are literally the only reasons why I liked RFK. because of all of the work that he's done in that arena. And so to hear him talk about all of these things and to hear Donald Trump's camp say he would be in my administration if he comes out and endorses me, I'm like, dude, if you have Donald Trump, JD Vance, RFK Jr. as head of HHS, where he can control the FDA and the CDC and all of these, agencies. And then now Tulsi, I don't know where her place is.
Yeah.
But I'm getting really excited about that. I think I'm
Are
just
you?
Yeah.
The
Is it
Tulsi
hot in
side
here?
or the rest of it?
No. The RFK being
Yeah,
in
gotcha.
charge of the American, healthcare system, who like where our food supply can come from, what is allowed in American foods, because our food system is completely different than Europe's, than like any other countries. They have all of these ingredients that they've already banned, and America's like, nah, it's fine. It's carcinogenic. No, it's fine. It'll be fine. It's small
Yeah.
doses. Like our food supply is crazy. So to think that we could have someone actually come in and change things in that regard would be extremely huge for the country. Just that one component.
Yeah. Well, that is a huge deal. And I would like to see it. I mean, especially since, as you stated, I mean, 90% of the stuff they sell in the grocery store is not healthy.
Right.
I mean, look at me.
Even if it's organic, even if they list that it's organic, because even with the criteria for organic in this country, you can still spray it with chemicals. It just has to be one of the approved chemicals, and you can
Yeah.
still put organic on it. I mean, it's insane.
One of my friends was a part of the early days of developing the organic grocery market. Okay. And he was like, we invented that. He goes, and it's also been the biggest scam that's ever foisted on the American people.
Yep.
He said, no, there was no difference. He said, we're growing this in that field that's labeled organic. We're growing this in this field and it's not.
Yep.
So anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. All the food dyes and all of that. So, I mean, I think it's exciting. I said this on my show today, though. I'd love to get your thoughts on it. It is, when you talk about more Democrats coming out to endorse Donald Trump, and it's like, hey, guys, welcome to the Trump train, but we ain't changing our platforms for you. We're not
Right.
moving to the middle. We're not compromising on this. Um, if you guys agree with America First, great. But we're not, this isn't some like big tent party where we're all gonna come together and talk and meet and figure out the best solution. No, we already have
No.
our solution. So if you want to come and join us, great, we'll join forces. But we're not shifting further your way in order to get you to join forces.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But I mean,
Chad's not
the way
listening
that
to me.
I am, but the way that it's so
He's on his
organically
phone.
came together. No, my phone, these notifications are going crazy with this deal right here. I'm trying to do Riverside in this, not Riverside, StreamYard in this deal.
See, he doesn't even know what he's talking about. He's just not paying
Yeah.
attention. Just like a real husband, my work husband also just totally tunes me out while I'm talking.
Oh, you're here. I'm sorry.
Oh, hey, Sarah, didn't see you there.
Oh, look at you. No, I like how organically and smoothly all that stuff came together. I really do. And I mean, people at some point in time are going to wake up and they're going to look around and they're going to go, this is damn insanity. I mean, it's cringe. The
Mhm.
DNC was cringe. Everything about it was celebrity worship. It was a whole bunch of elitists out there. Even Chris Cuomo was pointing that out.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are seeing through it, but again, they got the money, man. They got the money, they got the influence, they got the power in regards to the media and the way they can spin something. The fact that 7 weeks ago, Kamala Harris was at a 28% approval rating, and now she's the Messiah. It's dumb to me. No policy, won't let her in front of the media. She's an abject moron. She's an idiot, and here they are. Never has received a delegate, never has received a vote. So.
But they care about democracy a lot.
A ton.
I'm told.
A ton.
I'm told. I'm reliably informed that
Yeah.
democracy is like the most important thing to them, except it's so strange because whenever they have the option, the ability to like do something that would make it seem like they cared about democracy, they don't do that.
That's the rumor.
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't know. It scares the bejesus out of me. It really does. And I'm not a fearful man, but the whole thing is bad because they're basically saying we don't have to campaign.
Right.
We don't have to we don't even have to make you like her. Like you don't have to like her. We don't
Yeah.
care if you like her or not. We're just telling you this is what you're gonna get. Like, we're gonna put this person in there. She's the puppet. We're running the show behind the scenes. And we don't really, because here's the thing. They have not even tried to make her likable. The
Mm.
interesting thing is they try to make you like the people who like her. So what I mean by that is if they can get enough cringe
Yeah.
celebrities to come out and do all that stuff, and you just like enough of the people who claim to like her, that's all
Yep.
the liking you have to do. So
Yep.
that's disgusting. Like, that's really nasty. They're not even trying to make her likable. They're just
Right.
telling you this is who you're going to like. This is an arranged marriage, and you'll get used to it. And that's
Yeah.
pretty disgusting.
It really is. Can you think of, because you're more of a I mean, I'm not a historian at all, but you are more of one than I am, obviously, me not being one. But can you think of a campaign? And I think that the obvious issue is social media that's made it so. But can you think of a campaign that's been more inorganic? Like, I've never seen anything like this in my life. They're
Right.
offering to pay people to do Zoom interviews. They're
Yeah.
offering to influencers. They're offering to pay influencers to do Zoom interviews with Kamala Harris. They're offering up to $20,000, we've seen in emails, to invite influencers to the DNC. I mean, they're paying serious money.
Yeah.
They're posting these videos showing Kamala showing up they're calling it a Kamala rally, Kamala showing up to these filled stadiums, these filled airplane hangars, and you're like, holy cow, that's a lot of people. And then you come to find out later, oh, actually, it was just a concert that already
Right.
had these people coming. And she just showed up and took like the photo op. And it's so crazy that it's like, you don't even need deep fakes. The people talk
No.
about deep fakes. You don't even need a deep fake. It's just completely inorganic. Everyone is bought and paid for. And you don't even need the deep fake. You can just create it all on your own.
Yeah, like, if as a live entertainer, and I actually know people who do this, but as a live entertainer, if I were to walk out on somebody else's stage, let's say I'm opening for Larry the Cable Guy, and I take a picture in front of his audience, and I'm like, "Man, I packed him in tonight." And
Yep.
no, I didn't.
Right.
Larry did, and I'm basically audience harvesting. And the fact that they
Yeah.
had to tout and float the idea that Beyonce or Taylor Swift might be there
Oh my God.
on the final night of it, and neither one of
So
them were
funny.
there. And so, but you got everybody watching the thing in case Tay-Tay's gonna come out. Well, if they can't deliver Beyonce, what makes you think she's gonna deliver on any campaign promises that she's gonna do on day one? Not a single
Yeah.
damn one of them. It's all smoke and mirrors. They're just teasing you to get you in there. And Officer Tatum, had the funniest little clip today of these black influencers who were kind of coming out against Kamala, going, "What has she ever done for the black community?" And the clips are really funny. So when you get done here, go check out what Brandon posted today.
That's funny. That's really
It's
funny.
funny. He can get
Yeah.
away with things I can't get away with for obvious reasons.
Well, that melanin that you said that you were taking.
Yeah, I take that melanin all the time.
Take that melanin. No, did you see the clip where the
Hey,
guy,
I'm just a dude playing a dude.
Hey, those are cute. I like those. The guy was like, no, about the surprise guest. He was like, yeah, the surprise guest was Kamala. The
Yeah,
big the big guest was Kamala. I'm like, literally no one believes that.
yeah,
There's no
no,
way that's true. We already knew
no,
she was speaking.
yeah. That's
Ugh.
so dumb. The whole thing is just dumb.
Are you just
Where
gonna
is
wear
this at?
those?
Yeah, why not? I did Josh Terry's whole podcast today in those things.
With sunglasses?
Yeah, just like this.
They do look really good,
I was big pimping.
clearly.
Yeah, just big pimping, baby.
Let's see what else came out. Oh, on the subject of Kamala, Kamala's team they're now trying to make changes to the agreed upon September 10th debate on ABC News. Did you see this?
I did.
Yeah. So they want the participants, Kamala and Donald, to be seated, and they want to be able to use notes,
Yeah.
which kind of defeats the purpose, does it not?
Yeah, the whole thing's pretty dumb. But, these we're dealing with a moron. I mean, I've
Yeah.
seen some funny stuff. I've seen some people say some stuff on social media that's pretty damn funny about it. Just let that bitch let that bitch expose herself. They said some pretty strong stuff. But I'm like, yeah, if you give her enough court, if they'd let her in front of a microphone, like I think that would have been the same thing if Michelle Obama had been the candidate as well, because they had to keep her from a microphone as well because she comes out with a whole bunch of racist remarks about how much she hates
Mm,
America. I mean, she started that shit at the DNC the other night. But they have to
yeah.
keep Kamala out of in front of a microphone too, because damn, I mean, she comes up with stuff that don't make no sense. It just don't make no sense.
Uh,
Yeah.
Donald Trump today, he was talking about her wanting to change the rules, and he was like, "She's not a good debater, she's not smart, and she is scared now to she just wants to rig the debate." I'm like, "He's not wrong. She's
Yeah.
just really dumb. She's not a bright person." And I
No.
will say, like, her delivery of her speech at the DNC last week was not bad, but that was because she had a script, she had a teleprompter,
Right.
she had words on a teleprompter that someone else wrote for her, and she clearly was told, "Stick to this, do not deviate one single solitary word from this script," and she did that. But at a place like a debate, that's, like, the perfect place to expose her because she is so mind-numbingly stupid. There's
Yeah.
no I mean, we saw this. We saw that's what's so weird, Chad. You talk about she had a 27% approval rating or whatever it was, and now all of a sudden everyone's like, "We love Kamala." It's like, we saw what her as president looked like the last election, the last primary cycle, and everyone decided they did not like her. Everyone decided she sucked. She's still the same person.
Yeah.
It's still
She
her.
does.
Was she not like the first one to drop out?
Yeah.
I mean, she was
Yeah.
terrible and everyone agreed upon it. Everyone knew it. And now they're like, "Oh my god, Kamala's talking about this." Like, guys, she's still retarded.
No, she's bad. I'm gonna close this because my battery's dying on that thing. But it's not a debate. If you have to use notes or whatever else, that's not a
That's
debate.
not a debate. No.
Would a teleprompter be okay? I mean,
Right.
what do we want to use here? So,
Right.
it's like, what do you want to do? I want to get back over to this live chat. That's what I want to do. But I mean, do you get to use a teleprompter? I mean, do you get to take open notebook and open book tests? You don't get to do that.
Right.
Let's see. I mean, is that what you're going to do? I mean, we saw that. We literally made fun of Joe Biden with his note cards on who to call on in the middle of a
Exactly.
press conference, or if he was meeting with world leaders, how he had a little outline of the things he was supposed to say, and he's fumbling with that. And so stupid, he kept turning the thing around so the whole world could see it. And it's like, we ridiculed him for that kind of stuff. And now she's wanting cheat sheets. Well, I mean, that
Right.
doesn't make any damn sense. I don't need you on the world stage needing a cheat sheet for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Exactly.
Come on.
So, we'll see. Did you see that oh yeah, you did because you shared it. Did you see my recent expose here in Dallas?
I was going to
Uh,
ask you, you went to the drag show. Who was that? RuPaul?
yeah, it was RuPaul's Drag Race
Their
tour. I mean,
branded thing.
RuPaul wasn't there, but it was from that show that I didn't
Yeah.
even realize was still a thing.
Me either.
But
What happened?
it's
What
act
happened? You went in there. You texted me. You said, I'm going to the drag show. I thought you were going to the
yeah.
races or something.
Anyone else you might think. With me, you're like, "Oh no, she's doing it again."
She's going back to
Um,
where the drag queens are.
yeah, well, I so I'm like constantly looking to check because we have a law in Texas that legislators passed and Greg Abbott signed into law, but it's being blocked by the courts right now because all of these special interest groups from the Alphabet Mafia sued. So we do have a law against it, but we can't actually enforce it right now. So I'm constantly looking to see like what are these people doing? And yes, I said these people.
Mhm.
And so I saw that there was this drag show and I saw that there was absolutely no age restriction. So of course I'm like, well, now I have to go because I have to see what it's all about. And of course, they included the same type of content that is included in every single drag show for kids, open to kids that I've ever been to. And it was disgusting. And it was, songs about the pootie poo, as you called
Yeah.
it earlier, but they, of course, didn't call it that. There's like grown men with, I mean, their rear ends just out on display,
Right.
shaking, twerking. I mean, it's just disgusting. And of course, minors were there.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I just don't get why. I mean, you see absolutely nobody asking for us to change the law to allow kids to go to strip clubs. And
Yeah.
right? Because like that would be crazy. And everyone agrees that that's not okay. But somehow this one particular special interest group gets a pass when it comes to indoctrinating children into this cult. And it's just insane to me.
It is. I had a guy, I have always my fair share of trolls, and their big thing is, well, but the pastors in these churches, and I'm like, yeah, well, that's the difference. We actually prosecute these people. Like if you're doing
Right.
something in a church,
Exactly.
they get caught, we expose them, their mugshots out there, they get prosecuted. You guys want to keep defending these people and saying
Yep.
it's okay. That's an expression of art, and nobody. I mean, just the fact that you're defending. And I'm like, are you saying that swinging your genitals in front of a child is not um, some form of an assault and
Right.
harassment there? And he's like, are you saying, show me where there's bare genitals being swung? And I'm like, really? That's your qualification? Like, that's your qualification. A dude in a thong swinging his junk around, and your qualification is whether that millimeter thick piece of Egyptian cotton separating his junk from that kid's face is your criteria.
Right.
These people don't even
Right.
listen to themselves at this point. They're so busy
No.
trying to justify the bullshit, they don't even listen to themselves anymore.
Right. No. And I mean, they're always like, "Oh, but I thought you guys believed in parental rights." Um, I have literally never said you can look up every single public comment I've ever made. I have never said parents have the right to abuse their children because that's what this is. It's
Right,
child abuse. As a society, we have always determined that there are boundaries. There are boundaries in which parents need to live by.
right.
You can't beat the shit out of your kids. Right? Like you can't there are certain things that you can't do that we have decided as a society qualifies as abusive. And somehow they're like, "Oh, but this one type of child abuse totally okay. Totally
Yeah.
fine. It's fine."
Well, and that's the thing that drives me crazy is because they keep making it about the drag dancers. The drag people, they're just doing what they do. Like they're doing what they do, and as evil and disgusting as what they do, if they're choosing to go on stage and swing all that around with a kid in the audience, that's bad. But yeah, the ultimate abuse is the parent. Like the
Right.
parent who's choosing to put that kid in the car and bring them out there and say, okay, I want to expose you to this because this is going to broaden your mind and
Yeah.
help you understand other people.
It's insane.
Man, I read National Geographic when I was a kid, and it helped me understand other people. And I saw some things in there that kept me coming back. But at the end of the day, like I had an Encyclopedia Britannica, and I understood about other people, and I never had to go out there and see, Lady Lady Beulah swing her man tits in my face. Um, I never had to go admire some dude's ass lasers and how he got a smooth sheen on his inner thigh.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're a
I
cute
just
lady with an 80 grit sandpaper 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, but oftentimes, I mean, look, the weirdest thing for me was I'm very unfamiliar with this show, but apparently it has a big time cult following. And the amount of adult women who were just beside themselves watching these gay men prance around in heels on stage was just wild to me. I mean, the chick in front of me, she was like, I thought she was about to have like a cardiac event. She was so excited. She's going like this and she's cheering every time one of the new ones comes on stage. And I'm like, I could never be this excited about a man impersonating me. I
Wow.
I don't get it at all. I'm like, Is it just me? Am I just a fuddy-duddy?" Like, I don't get it's one thing to be like, "Oh, yeah, it's kind of fun, like, I'll go with my friends to a drag show on the weekend." Again, I still don't get it, but I understand maybe you just want to do something fun. But
I
like to be
guess.
obsessed, yeah, the obsession is so weird to me.
Yeah, it's almost like going to Comic-Con. Like when they start
Yeah.
announcing new Marvel characters or who's gonna play whatever, these people just start losing their like they got trading
Yeah.
cards. You know, they
Yeah.
got trading cards for these fat dudes that are dressed up like women. You know, makeup is
Yeah.
on point and they got their stats on the back or something. I don't know.
It's so weird.
I mean, I've been to a place where a drag show. I've been to a couple of places where a drag show broke out. I didn't go there for the drag show. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, drag shows just break out?
Yeah, like you're at a bar and it's got a stage up there, and normally they might have live music or something. But
And gay
instead
guys
that
are like,
night,
"You know what? We're gonna get
yeah,
up on that stage and we're
yeah,
gonna dress up like women."
like your local bar, whatever that normally has live music, and this has been a long time ago. And you're
Yeah.
just there, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, it's drag night," and bam, it's confetti and pyrotechnics and booby tassels and a lot of powder. But I'm like, yeah, I don't. I've never gone. I've never looked on the internet or Facebook events, or I've never opened up the classifieds to see where the time the movies were starting, and then go, oh shite, man, there's a whole drag show downtown. Let's go to that, boys. That's
Yeah.
never crossed. I don't see the fascination in that whole deal. But
Yeah.
you know, to
No,
each
it's
their own. That's all kinds of kinds. That's what it takes. All kinds of kinds.
yeah. I'm okay with there not being any more degenerates.
There's a
I
lot of
don't
it.
yeah,
There's a lot
I
of
don't
it, man.
no. I
Uh,
don't excuse that. So
yeah.
anyway, I'll be showing and going through the footage on my show tomorrow for anyone who wants to join me. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I
You have Michael looking up how much Wink
Wink. I
is.
noticed that 68.99. Maybe it is. I don't know. $70 for an 18 pack.
Well, an 18 pack, that's a lot. How often are you looking to
I don't
relax,
think you.
Michael?
I don't think you guys have ever. He's saying not for him.
Well,
So
I think he said that
79
because
divided
it's
by 18 equals.
expensive.
I mean, yeah, it's almost $4 a drink. But I mean, people go get their Starbucks or they go get their energy drinks, and
And
whatever.
anyone other than Chad, you would only drink one drink in a night.
Yeah. That's
Anyone other than
expensive,
Chad.
but you're basically buying weed. I don't know if you guys have ever had a drug habit, but that's sort of economical. And it just shows up on your front door too. Like nobody's got to hide it in your sprinkler head, at 2 a.m. And well, you make a cash drop in the trash can and hope the raccoons don't get into it. Um, I wouldn't know about any
Oh
of that
dear.
stuff, man.
No.
Oh boy,
I
howdy. I
actually
love what were you saying? What now? You
Oh,
actually
I was
what?
just gonna say no, I was just gonna say, when we did a DNC roast, on Blaze last week,
How'd that go?
and I mean, it would have been better with you. But,
Sure.
we were talking about drugs. I forget how we got on the topic, but I was like, "I wouldn't know." Like, I have never done drugs, and we all agreed that marijuana did not count as, like, a drug when we were talking, and Dave, like, couldn't believe it. Dave Landau was beside himself. He was like, "What? Never? Not one?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "No, I'm sorry." Does that make me weird? If I like, I'm the nerd that just didn't do it.
I know a lot of people who haven't I know a lot of people who have never done it. Um,
Okay.
it's never been my thing. I've done it. It's just never been my thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, unless I'm going to bed. And I know a lot of people, like I was just talking to a Division 1 basketball coach. It's a buddy of mine. Saw him recently, and he's just telling me, he's like, yeah, them gummies are pretty good to go to sleep. No, he was we were talking about different stuff that helps you sleep. And he said, yeah, once upon a time I was doing that. And he goes, that was great. He goes, you go right to sleep and get really good rest. So I don't know. Like I said, to each their own in a deal like that.
Yeah.
So, um, I'm gonna have to call you for a minute when we're done here tonight
Okay.
and spill some of my drama.
Oh boy.
I know you love it. I know you
Not
love it.
really.
I know.
Not really.
I don't love
All
it
right. Well,
either.
what else you got?
Nothing. Nothing. I'm gonna pee in this coffee cup.
I mean, oh,
Here we
no.
go.
No. No, we're not doing that.
You can get this coffee cup at pratherteas.com.
Have you ever done that? Like in the
Pee while
car
I'm
or
on air.
something?
In the
No, not
car.
while you're on. Yeah.
In the
Have you ever done
car.
that?
At least
Have
once a
you?
week. At least once a week.
No.
Yeah, I travel
No.
for a living. I've always got, a good solid. I mean, there's some good cups that you judge a place on the plastic cup and how you can,
I
pop a top again.
maybe
And I pee all the time. I'm on a couple of
yeah, you do.
medications that make me pee. You've seen it. I pee, and
Yeah.
now drinking Topo Chico or water or whatever. Oh, I'm living in the bathroom. I just pee a lot. I just pee a lot.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well, good talk.
yeah. What was I was saying today? I was talking about praying. I was on Josh Terry's show, and I was talking about how I was all fired up last night. I was talking to God, Satan, and myself. We were all getting a pep talk, and like I was so fired up, I was talking about stuff, and I went in there to pee, and I didn't even quit cussing Satan while I was peeing. I just let him have it the whole time. Put it away, shook it off, went back, talked to Jesus a little bit more. That's when you in prayer meeting, when you just keep on testifying and claiming and leaning on and heading into the throne room while you're peeing. That's naming and claiming and rising and provising and professing and confessing and possessing and peeing.
You've now covered peeing and pooping on this live stream.
Yeah. At 2:00 in the morning, I always sit down to pee.
Do you really?
Yeah, if I get up in the middle of the night, because I might have to do something else while I'm in there. So I just want to exercise all the options and just be like, well, let's just see.
Just
Let's
in
just
case.
see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you the kind of person? Because I know when you get off the phone with me, or you text me, and you just throw your phone across the room, and I don't hear from you again. Are you like one of those? You wake up in the middle of the night and you grab your phone and look at Instagram, or you just go back to bed?
I can't do that. Well, I could if I did that, I'm not going back to bed. So
Yeah,
I
see, me
can't.
too. See, that's the nefarious thing about that. That's really kind of evil is if you're watching your social media, you're watching your reels, it's triggering your brain and you stay awake. Now, if you'll stop
Yep.
and maybe go over to your book app and you start reading a book, you're right out. Because you're
Interesting.
using a different part of your brain. Those reels, and there's actually a lawsuit out there right now about kids who have gotten addicted to reels and how psychologically it has stunted them. And they've done a
Mhm.
study on that, and they've started a class action lawsuit kind of thing. So there's no
Wow.
telling what that's doing to our brain, that constant. And I'm not a real scroller. Sometimes I'll
Yeah.
catch myself like anybody, but I'm not a real scroller. God forbid. I mean, I can't stand something like TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really post anything on TikTok unless I'm told to put something on TikTok, and I'm one strike away from losing all 400,000 followers on there anyway. So,
Yeah.
what am I going to put?
Right.
What am I going to put? Brian said
Yeah.
he has to sit because of his leg injury. I have to sit, Brian, because sometimes I poop, and sometimes I don't know if I have to until I sit.
I'm gonna be honest, like, the day that my older son decided that he wanted to stand to pee, I was very sad because for the longest time, when they're toddlers, I'm like, "Please just sit. I don't wanna clean pee up off the floor." Like, I will be in a perpetual state of cleaning pee off of the bathroom floor if I let you stand, and so I don't understand the problem with sitting, but I will say I do take my phone to the bathroom if I have to go in the middle of the night, but only to shine the light so much that I see that there's not a snake in the toilet because
You've
it's one
had
of my
that, right?
greatest fears.
You
I
ever
It's
had
never
that?
happened. I had a scorpion in the shower. I haven't had a snake in the toilet, but
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
that was
read
recent.
articles. Yeah, I have read articles where it actually has happened to people, and, like, my greatest irrational fear, I know I've told you this, is that a snake will be in the toilet when I go, and it's gonna bite me in the butt. And
Well, I can
so
tell
I
you,
just check.
um, I have a snake in the toilet every time I sit down on it. Wow, 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 wow. Um, yeah. But no, I take my phone to the bathroom with me in the middle of the night in case I have a heart attack,
Yeah, you've
you
told me
know?
that before.
Just yeah, that's my deal. I really do. There's some places you just don't wanna be found. Like, I hope I could just struggle back out, just
Just to
struggle back
enough
out of
to
the
pull up your
bathroom
pants?
and just grab my rifle and pretend like I was cleaning it or something, and that's where I went out. They found
As
me.
long as you as long as you can fully pull up your pants.
I don't
Because
need to do that.
well,
Have you ever
cleaning up
heard
your
Have you ever heard
well,
Matthew McConaughey tell the story about the day his dad died?
no?
So his dad died having sex with his mother. And
No.
yeah, and so obviously the mortis, the rigor started to set in and he remained pretty stiff. And so they had put him on the gurney and they were carrying him out and they had covered him with a sheet and said his mother was following them out to the ambulance, snatching the sheet off because she wanted all the neighbors to know what he had and what she'd had her entire marriage. uh,
That is funny.
it's a hell of a story. Hell of a
Wow.
story. What a
I hadn't
testimony.
heard that.
What
What a testimony.
Let me tell you something. I'd be at the front of the church every Sunday being like, "Look, I got a problem. I got a problem. I walk with a limp. But I don't want Jesus to heal me.
Oh
Oh,
my
I am touched
gosh,
with
that's
this infirmity. I am touched with this infirmity.
funny.
But I will carry this cross. I have got a thorn in the flesh. It's more like a vine. I am the vine."
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry, Lord. Oh, good Lord. What a way to die. That's what April said. What a way to go. I thought that was going to happen to me a couple of weeks ago, but I was by myself. But same thing.
Wait,
Same.
what?
Just
This is
don't
not
worry
the same
about
thing
it.
at all.
Don't worry about it.
It's not the same thing.
Don't worry about it. I was having chest pains and I was like, I should stop doing this. But sometimes you got to get in the reps.
Mm.
Yeah, sometimes you're like 35, 36, 37.
It's for your health.
You want to be the little
So.
engine that could, I think I can. Chugga, 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 chugga.
Doot,
Toot,
doot.
toot. Sometimes you just want to, get on up that hill. Yeah, moving on up. Do you know how hard never mind. I
Yes.
wasn't talking. Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Well, just how hard it is to get there
Yes.
at my age. It's
I mean,
hard.
personally, no, I don't.
It's
Would you like
hard.
to share more?
And once you're there, you're like, oh, now I gotta work out.
That's too much work.
What am I gonna do with this thing? Easy, Tiger. I need to buy a flute. Put a turban on my head. Be like, see, this is the point of the show where my the last quarter of our shows are always just off the rails. This is the part where my mother would always accuse me of being drunk. See, Mother, I am still not drunk. I haven't had a drink, haven't had a sip.
Nope.
This is just me. This is what level of stupid I am. And Mom, I appreciate that. Okay. So, oh my gosh. I'm gonna get me a little wicker basket and put it in my lap. snake charmer.
Oh,
Little
dear.
snake charmer right there. Yeah. That's funny. Pickle Squirrel said that happens far more than you think. One of our local funeral homes sees a couple a week. Are we talking about snakes or hard penises?
Yeah, I need to know.
I'm
Because if your
thinking,
funeral home sees the snakes, you know what? You can pee sitting down. I'm gonna pee standing up.
well, now we know why all these people are dead. The squirrely girl, what are you talking about? You talking about elections? Or we can see what she has to say about that whole deal. Oh, Sarah, what are we going to do with me?
Well, we're gonna move you across the street, and apparently the people demand that we do shows together more often.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're gonna do.
How many people are watching live on your deal?
I don't know. I can't see.
I don't have that many.
Because you're like logged in. I don't.
Can't see it. See, I think you're seeing my live chat. I don't think it may not be on yours.
So what I see is the live chat for everyone.
Okay.
It's all the comments is what I'm seeing in the program.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. And when you're your own producer trying to do all this stuff, I've got all these different. I got to go over there to the production. Anyway, I don't know what that audio. I don't know what that audio was doing, but it was that other headset I had on, or something. So anyway.
Okay. Pickled Squirrel said that they were talking about pooping yourself to death.
Pooping yourself to death.
Can you really? You can poop yourself to death.
I mean, theoretically, you can do it. Like I shit until I was no more. Can you imagine showing up in heaven and you're like, what was that? What was that? And everybody at the pearly gates are going, bro, really?
Cody said, what a shitty way to go. Dwayne said, you got to be shitting me. Yeah. April said, shit happens.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, that's funny.
That's funny. Betty Boop. Come on, guys. Just ate. Well, tomorrow, don't shit yourself to death. I will tell you that ever since I quit drinking, I want to eat. Like, I want to eat. And that's hard.
Do it.
I'm trying to.
No, don't do it.
I'm not. All right. We'll get off of here.
Yeah.
I love you.
We'll get off here so you can call me.
And so I can call you on the phone and fill you in.
All right.
What's going on?
I love you too.
I didn't say that I love you yet. I didn't say that I love you yet.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I said, I'll call you in a minute and I'll fill you in on the real stuff.
Tell him. Viewers, tell him. He literally just said, I love you.
Oh, maybe
you just said it. You just said it. My
brain is gone at this point. I'm literally fried. So I'm fried. And it ain't the weak. It ain't the weak drink. I love you, Linda. Love you, Kevin Wade. Love you, Squirrely Girl. Love everybody. Love Brian. Love Gerald. Love Justin. Love Robin. Love Peggy. All the people. Dwayne, what's up, Dwayne? I didn't see you on there. Never argue with a woman. Well, too late.
Brent. Dwayne. Hi, Brent.
Huh? Oh.
Brent.
Susie, Robin. Yeah.
All right. If you just keep reading everyone's names, we're never gonna go.
Bye.
All right, love you. Okay. Bye.
Bye, y'all. Love you. Bye. Bye, everybody. We love you. Watchchad.com. Hi.
Bye.